For Heavens on the Go, Sunday, April 26th, 2026. Topic: Attracting God's Help, Part 2. Memory verse: Ephesians 6:7. With good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men. Bible reading: Genesis 18:1-10. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, So do, as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah, and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf, which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. The message. Today, I will be discussing how God's children can attract his help by serving him willingly, joyfully, and wholeheartedly. In today's Bible reading, when Abraham saw 3 men passing by his tent, he ran to meet them and invited them to take a break from their journey by resting under the shade of a nearby tree. Even though they were complete strangers, he voluntarily offered to host them, and by so doing, he unknowingly hosted God's presence. Abraham's hospitality must have prompted God to arise for him and heal the barrenness he was experiencing in his marriage. Those who serve God voluntarily always attract his help. One day, someone asked me, Sir, what do you think about instrumentalists who insist on being paid by churches before they minister with their instruments? Should they be paid? I replied, No one pays for the same service twice. If they insist on being paid before they minister, the church should pay them. However, they should not expect any special blessing from God for their service because the church has already paid them. If a fellow insists on being paid to serve God, such a fellow should not expect any special help from God on account of that service. A son who asks his father to pay him before he will wash the father's car cannot expect to enjoy the same benefits as the one who serves the father willingly and joyfully. One of the reasons I enjoy God's help today is that I left everything to serve him when there was nothing enticing, humanly speaking, about working for him. There is a difference between serving man and serving God. With a man, it is possible for a fellow to get away with eye service and even get promoted, even though he or she is not serving willingly from the heart. However, God sees the heart, and if anyone serves him unwillingly, he does not owe such a person any reward, and I will very gladly spend and be spent for you. Though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. 2 Corinthians 12:15. In the scripture above, Apostle Paul expressed his willingness to spend and be spent for the work of God, not only because he loved God, but also because he loved the people whom God had sent him to. Beloved, if you want to attract God's help, serve him willingly and wholeheartedly. He is faithful and he will never forget your labor of love. Hebrews 6:10. Key point. Those who serve God willingly, joyfully, and wholeheartedly will attract his help and blessings. Bible reading in 1 year, 2 Kings 22 to 23. Hymn for today. To the work, to the work, we are servants of God. The Open Heavens is written by Pastor E.A. Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. God bless you.